I'm guessing you guys have got your streams open so that way you can fuck with your cameras. Oh wait, echo and fix things like the echoes. Oh wait, echo and fix things like the echoes. Oh wait, echo and fix.
Dang it! I couldn't
Things like the
advertisement.
echoes. Oh wait, echo and fix things like the echoes. Oh wait, echo and fix. Am I getting
Dang
echoes?
it! I couldn't
Things like
advertisement.
the echoes.
Echo. I didn't hear anything.
Am I getting
Dang it!
echoes?
I couldn't advertisement.
Echo. I didn't hear anything.
No, they was fading out for some reason. I'm trying to figure out how.
Echo.
Oh, we are getting echoes from somewhere. It was fading out for some reason. I'm trying to figure out how.
Are you getting echo because you have the audio
Whoa!
on stream?
Oh, we are getting echoes from somewhere. It was fading out for some reason. I'm trying to figure out how.
Are you getting echo because you have the audio on stream?
Oh, we are getting echoes from somewhere.
Are you getting
Oh, yeah,
echo
that's a
because
good
you
point.
have the audio on stream?
Hang on.
Sounds like it's looping back, so maybe
Oh,
you're
that's a good point.
playing back the audio of
Fucking-
Twitch. Sounds like it's looping back, so maybe you're
that's a good point.
playing back the audio of
Fucking-
Twitch.
Oh, there he was. I had another fucking window open. What a twat. Like, the fuck? I've got everything muted. That's muted. That's muted. There should be no more audio. Where's it coming from?
He has another tab open. Wow.
There is another.
No,
He
there is
forgot.
another. Oh wow, that's me. That's so cool.
Okay, we click that. Come on.
I usually react with ooh to see myself.
I don't mean that. I don't mean
Oh, I've
that.
never seen you before, Uni. Oh my god. Wait, have I? Once. Maybe.
Might have if you spied in on me and the others talking. But we totally excluded you. For good reason, I may say.
Damn.
Makes sense. GDPR
And
BS.
myself there is that. Yeah, that's that. Okay. And we got that there.
GDPR.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's Irish laws about taking pictures of. Yeah, it's Irish shit. Yeah, never mind. Basically, it's saying what children can and can't do with pictures.
Okay.
You mean like Valencia?
Yeah. I
don't
think
know.
you got like a filter on your thing. Your camera.
Yeah, he's got like some green hinge because he's extra as fuck.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I've
green.
got that a opacity down green overlay.
Right, okay, let's get the advert up for it on.
It's like
Yeah, just had smoke for it.
this would be the original.
Notice aboard.
Ooh.
Oh, the delay here in Australia, it is like. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. 3 seconds.
Punk. Red.
But is that the delay for it to go into Twitch, or the delay for it to go to Taffy?
Which I think.
Oh, then that's for everyone. Everyone is delayed with that. Because it, yeah.
Fair enough.
Have I spelled that right? I don't know. If sometimes putting spelling mistakes into things, into posts and stuff, is great for traffic, because people love to correct you. Thank you for the traffic. Thank you for the comment. It helps drive the algorithm.
Yep.
These deliberate mistakes, and there are serendipities. Cool, that's that there. Right, say hi to chat as they pop in. Hi chat. We got this here. Hi chat. Hey. Hi chat.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello
yeah, that's. I think
Hello,
everything is
chat.
everything's there.
I think
correct?
that's legit just us.
Yeah, people are piling now. Curiosity doing fuck all on a Saturday. Yeah, there's a few more coming in now. Right, I'm gonna go visit the gents. Quick grab snacks and fucking coffees and stuff like this, and then we'll just get on with this bad boy.
Pinged me. Oh, Taco.
Don't forget about your fucking water.
Water check. Who was water?
What a check.
Water check. If you don't have 2 liters of water, get more 2 liters.
I recently downloaded an app that sends me notifications about drinking water, and ever since I've been drinking like 3.5 liters a day.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah.
be like a liter or like 2 liters, depending on your body weight. Like,
Yeah, my body weight is I need to drink 3 liters and more.
You know, you don't have to drink that much water. Your body has an inbuilt function that tells you to drink water. It's called thirst.
yeah, but it also feels like hungry. It's the same sort of feeling.
Yeah,
Then drink
it's
every
like
time you're
when
hungry.
it's like when you feel the thirst or hunger, that means you already should have eaten or drank.
Yeah, that means you're dehydrated at that point.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is why you hydrate.
No.
Hydrate before you dehydrate.
Hydrate before you die straight.
I
I think I'm already late on that one.
Did you just made water drinking gay?
No, I
Fellas,
made
it's
not drinking water straight.
fellas, this is
Fair.
fellas, it's okay to drink water.
pretty much
And I think I'm gonna go grab some.
real men drink beer
Go back.
or some shit. Hey.
Exactly.
I love the Hungarian attitude towards that. Real men only drink manly drinks. And what's a manly drink? Oh, the shit that's like 80% alcohol and tastes like shit because we're men.
Yeah, you're not supposed to enjoy drinking. You're supposed to drink.
Yeah. It's not a joyful event, it's a sad event. We just do it because we're men. Oh, nice.
Since we had a minute.
Oh,
What do you-
nice.
I even have wings.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, you cannot see it this way.
Do you want to? I'm actually going to say that. Who's live? Really? Okay. Now let me get like 4 different tabs open just for the book because
Behold, the only snack I have in the house right now.
Oh, what you got?
No, I should possibly not need any more time than that.
Alright or what?
Cool.
Alright or what?
Alright, Dala. So then, yes. Yeah, we'll play out the sort of thing as a bit of a reminder. We've all listened to the audio recording, right? You haven't just gone, oh, a game and jumped into it.
Actually, I jumped into it before I heard the audio recording. I was like, hell yeah, Cyberpunk.
Alright, I'll
Same.
the steps were different. We all got there in the end.
Alright, if you guys unmute the stream, I shall play audio, the voicemail again, just as a sort of reminder. Also that I sort of scripted, recorded and edited that, and I was like, yeah, I did it.
Honestly, it's a very neat touch to it.
Yeah, like this.
Cool. And the intended effect, right? How are you, my lovelies? Listen, you're not gonna get very far just taking low-end jobs. But to handle the better jobs, you gotta...
Have just a
Yeah.
few.
Unfortunately, with Platinum City regs choking my supply chains, Any good kit that comes into Rat Park already has someone's name on it. So if you want to get your own kit, you're going to have to get your own intel. But to get your own intel, you're going to need your own lockup. I happen to have several empty lockups currently not making me any money. But as it stands, you guys don't even have the money to pay for them. So I tell you what, there's some new corporate community outreach program operating within Rat Park from Invictus called Sparrow. Just soup kitchens mainly. They merely just seem to be ingratiating themselves with the local community for PR. You know the score. Corps don't do fuck all unless it impacts their bottom line at some point. Anyway, I had my suspicions about these soup kitchens. And as it happens, not 1 week after they started running their soup kitchens, had Berg runaways started getting caught at an unprecedented rate. Bergs that happened to be owned by none other than Invictus themselves. Well, you don't get to be my age in this business unless you learn that there are no such things as coincidences. And that's a pretty big fucking coincidence. I'm sure you agree. No, I can't just send in forces to break up soup kitchens. The PR fallout would ruin us. Especially when all but one of the major media outlets are also owned by the same corp. And no, ironically, that one is not the Platinum Independent. The only media outlet that could be incentivized to publish anything that remotely paints Invictus in bad light is the City Broadsheet. However, they are not going to risk opposition with every other publication unless they are presented with some watertight evidence. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately for you, all of my go-to men are likely already known by the Corp and would be recognizable on sight. So I'm gonna need some fresh faces on this one to dig up the dirt. If you're up for it, come meet me at my office this Saturday morning. Lots of love, Uncle Tony. And that's what you all received in your inboxes. So, the fact that you're here, I think it's safe to assume that, incidentally, I've kept Inspire the Vigilant there. But rules on this one, I had to lay this down when it came to improv as well, even though improv is a little bit more chaotic and a little bit more chat interactive. So it's going to be even more important that you adhere to this as well. So the as far as improv, because obviously the dice are smaller in this game, Inspire the Vigilant is more or less how should I do it? Should I just do advantage? Because advantage is not a thing in this game, is it? So I could do advantage. Roll twice.
Like a inspiration kind of thing.
Yeah. Classic inspiration, give advantage. Either that or a D4. It's about the same. I think a D4 might be slightly stronger. What do you guys want to do? Wow. Chat, what do you reckon they should do?
There's also luck points.
Yeah.
Okay, arbitrary it is then. Advantage, disadvantage rules. Yeah, okay, we do that. So what I basically did, anytime that you roll a d10, right, you could choose to use your inspiration, and then you get to roll twice, take the highest, right? So I'll give you a little bit of fumble protection, maybe, be a little liberal with it, because we should be getting quite a few of these, especially that it's the only chat activity that anyone can do. However, like I said, rules on this one, it's going to be doubly so on this as opposed to improv, because improv, like I said, is less chat improv is more chat interactive than this. Wait for a break. Don't jump on it, and certainly don't jump in front of somebody RPing, me giving any descriptions and things like that. Wait for that natural break, and then first to sort of read it out, right? There you go.
Fair enough.
It should be plenty enough to go around anyway. If you don't pick up the first two, there'll be a third one, probably a fourth and a fifth, and more than enough. So if I recall with improv, is that everybody already had inspiration. There was still that being dropped. Speaking of which, there's one in chat right now. I always do it like Rainbow says hi chat. Rainbow says hi chat. That is so fucking jank.
Should have added a rainbow at the end of that. So Rainbow says hi chat Rainbow. It'd be great.
Wait, that's you, Rainbow.
Yes, it is because.
The betrayal.
Oh no,
Nobody's claimed
Yeah,
yet. I'm just waiting for one of you to say it.
I think Scully kind of claimed it in chat.
Oh, says hi chat.
I'm going to give it to Scully.
Oh, hey, Gray.
You
Yeah,
know?
and I was
Hey,
busy
Greg.
posting some
Yeah.
media presence.
So, yeah, just highlight your token there and just wax something on there that vaguely represents inspiration. Is there a light bulb in this? Oh, I'll tell you what, make it easier. Just put a yellow bar. There you go. It's right at the top. It's nice and simple, nice and easy. Cool. Awesome. So, given the fact that you have all turned up to the game, we can assume that each of your characters has rocked up to Uncle Tony's office. So, you know, as you step... as you step into this office, it's some of you may have seen it already once before, maybe not. Answering the door to your calls is Tony himself. Comes to the door. He's there with this cane. He seems to be walking. He's got a bit of a bad leg. He's a bit slow on his feet. You know, it's certainly long past his prime, and makes his way to a seat behind a desk. The place is pretty rustic, basic sort of setup. You got various different sort of maps and charts and stuff all over, for administrating a lot of sort of Rat Park. He sits down and and then eventually takes a seat. Then when the last of you have sort of filtered in and sat on this sort of like leather furniture, different sofas, smash furniture, just all along the sort of outsides of these this sort of medium-sized room. There's a couple of enforcers standing guard, just staring at the opposite wall, looking all disciplined and hard as 10 men. Right. Well, looks like all of you are here. Well, that's good. Seems that I haven't lost my my ability to judge character. I think this is possibly the first time we've got to see ourselves face to face. So then, lovelies. How about, you probably know plenty about me. What about you? So he looks to Gabba. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So where were you before you were a rat? One of my little rodents.
Yes. Good day, Uncle Tony. It's a pleasure to be doing business with you. Well, my name is Gabor, as you know. I come from Europe. Hungary, to be more specific.
On mainland Europe. Incidentally, I forgot to set this. The country this is going to be set in South Wales, so that way I could just name cities just off the top of my fucking head.
So yeah, mainland Europe.
Yeah, it's just easier for me to manage the geography if it's going to be based in South Wales.
Yeah, some fucked up circumstances got out of the old country, got here. Probably wasn't the best decision after all, but that's alright. That's how life is. It's a gamble. Came here, bad family, got poor as fuck. Came down here, found a job. That's it for me.
Yes, and we'll have plenty of jobs for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And how about you, my good sir? Looks to is it Cooney?
Coney.
Coney.
Like-
I was going to say Cooney might be a little bit close to the line. Coney. Yeah, it looks to Coney.
Alright, bruv. Yeah, from London, innit? And this very...
London, how is the old girl?
Yeah, still a shit show, you know it is, you know?
As is everywhere else.
Yeah. Voice is much deeper than I can do, but I'm trying my best.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's very conceited, very kind of closed off, doesn't speak much.
We're two from out of town. Steels, I think it is, isn't it?
Uncle, you already forgot about me? I'm from that mega structure down over there. I mean, I guess I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid in a sea of kids. But come on, one of the enforcers told me how to skate.
Some prospective rocker boy.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if you can follow in this. Fill the big boots of old Silverhand. Maybe you could be the one to change the world after all. For the better, I hope. And how about you then? It looks to stray.
Well, I've been running for a while, and I was hoping to find a place to stay for hopefully the foreseeable future.
Running? Well, I'm guessing running to the rats is probably not likely, so what are you running from?
Well, a not so nice past family business problems that got a little out of hand. Yeah.
Yes, family.
Most family can suck it, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, family can be a very powerful asset, but it can also be one of our Achilles' heels.
Yeah, but you know, Uncle, how it is. It is chosen or blood family, doesn't matter. Great asset anyway.
Don't be so quick to wall yourself up. Caution is wise. But don't be completely walled off. It's a lonely way to live. And lastly, my red-headed friend. Where are you from, love?
Hey, Ukraine. Came over when the war was happening. Sort of all banded together. Out in one of the zones. Some trouble, we'll say. Sort of keeping me from going home. I need money. You were hiring.
Fair
So it
enough.
goes like that. Cocky smile.
So, how much do you boys know about the rats then? I know general operations round here. Have you heard much?
Just parts on the papers. You know, the rats, the gangsters, the running that little park. You know how it is.
Aye.
It's,
Quite low level. We do have a couple of positive PR in the broadsheet at times. So, for the most part, the community just lets us be and leaves us to our business as we leave them to them. But those that have any sort of day-to-day run-ins of Platinum City, it's a bit of a fractured city at the moment. It's not, it has been for a while. There's no corporate that has a complete claim of the whole place, fortunately. So, with a sort of a power struggle, balance all pressed up against one another, nobody afraid, everybody a bit too afraid to make the first move. But also, since the industrial sector has been sort of long shut down now and gathering dust, there's not really much bounty to be taken to be worth the struggle. Which is kind of how we survive. Let me ask you, if you're the sort that don't trust banks and like to keep their money to themselves, how do you decide what sort of safe to keep it in? What's the most important factor to consider? blank
Whichever one's
faces.
harder to crack.
Yeah,
Whichever one's harder to crack, innit?
well, that depends. The more hardest safe to crack probably cost you 500,000 EB. Be a little bit overkill if all you've got is 10,000. The thing you consider is how big the bounty you're going to stick in it. It'll give you an indication of how expensive a safe to buy. And that's kind of key to security. There's no such thing as an uncrackable safe. There's no such thing as a city that cannot be conquered. But so long as the bounty is less than the effort, then things stay stable. And it's the same for us rats. Part of our survival is part of our PR. As long as we maintain a certain level of ingratiation into the community, and they understand that it's better the devil you know, things stay stable, and nobody comes knocking on my door wanting problems. However, there are many people who don't have much EB, who are a little bit down on their luck, tend to rely on the rats for order, because they're not going to get it from the corpse. Corps are not interested in people who don't have money. So when I've got Berg Defectors getting nabbed up at an unprecedented rate, a lot of these people are looking to us to solve the problem. So as you know, the Bergs are an insidious, insolent, little gated or walled-in communities. They don't like anybody leaving. Incidentally, if people do manage to break themselves out, they normally imprison. The 3-generation rule. 3 generations up, 3 generations down. All get nabbed and interrogated. On the surface, it appears like a utopia, but anybody that's ever left the place will tell you that curious people have a tendency to suddenly disappear. People who ask too many questions. A dystopia in utopian clothing. As a result, many people escape. And when they flee to places like Platinum City, where there's not much corp activity, and they don't have much of a stronghold, so they can keep their heads down and just live a normal life. But as you know, in the past couple of weeks, since these soup kitchens have been springing up all over the place, these defectors have been nabbed very uncannily quickly. So, the only thing we can do is to turn the people against the soup kitchens. And the only way to do that is a battle of media. But in order to do that, we need our evidence. But first we need to confirm my suspicions. So, as you've told me of your background, none of you are actually from any of the Bergs, such that I knew anyway, but I do tend to read people far better and discern secrets that people are telling me when I speak to them face to face. For the time in these soup kitchens, these will be your identities. And he hands you over each of you paperwork. And in there's like a couple of, like a folder as you open it up, there's a few sort of documentations of IDs and things like this, the sort of thing that you would expect, like heavily bureaucratic Bergs personnel to have. Each of these are identities of people who live in Bergs. These are people who have recently, or the people who have escaped the Bergs in the last 6 months. And as you look at the photo IDs, you notice they uncannily, they look quite a lot like yourselves. I mean, nobody that knows you would be fooled by this, but, you know, certainly at security or some passerby or something will be aware of this. Now, for the sake of the facade, these are the ideas that your alternate egos would have. And your alternate egos would try to hide these IDs. so don't be quick to present them. However, in passing, between each other, these are the names you will refer to each other as. This is the secret identities that you're trying to hide. Make sense?
You're right.
Seems easy enough.
And you guys might actually give these characters whatever names that you feel that they would have. Oh, then, when he gets up, out of his seat, he goes up to the map of Platinum City. So this is the Rat Den right here. This is where we are. His office is just in the back of the Rat Den. And right there, where you see that pin there, that's the nearest of the soup kitchens to us. You can either nip to one of them, or perhaps a couple of further afield. The blue pins that I put in there, this is where we suspect that the defectors had been had.
Alright.
So, I leave this to your own boys' initiative. It's your opportunity to impress me with your canny. Sort of smiles warmly at you as he goes back to his seat. Oh, sits down. Well, carry on whenever you're ready.
Alright. See you in a bit then.
Alright.
Yes,
Time to
we'll
grab some food.
I'm gonna just post it as a note in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly how late in the day are we getting these? Like would I have had like a day's worth of downtime before this or no?
What do you mean? For what?
Just like making shit from my role.
Yeah, you would have. You've done stuff because so basically, 1 day in game is 1 day IRL. So you've had days since the last time your character's been involved in something. So you've had that downtime.
Yes, but I've used my Thursday day and my Friday day, so I want to see if I can use the Saturday day before the session, or will I have to wait till after? Or can I not use it because I'm in a session?
Not while you're in a session though. So this will be today for you. So yeah, it's I got to keep it tight to the line. If this was just like a standalone campaign, I'd say yeah, fuck it. You know what I'm like, as a GM. But as a West March, I got to keep everything tight. If I just give like willy-nilly concessions, and it starts to bleed through the rules and things start dissolving.
Question: if we got our roles, we still don't have the gear for it, right?
Not unless you've purchased it. If there is role specific,
gonna be expensive.
if there is role specific equipment that I haven't got listed, so certain things that are needed that I haven't included in the list that I haven't put into the wrap up marks, let me know so I can make sure that that's in there, because I've taken a lot. The stuff that I've taken out is things that I feel are a little bit strong. There's two reasons why I've done it really. One is to get you focusing on some of the more overlooked elements. If you notice, you've got more money than you need to purchase like whatever weapons and armor you could purchase at character creation. You've got a bunch of other money that you're going to lose if you don't spend it. So suddenly you start looking at general sort of gear and you think, oh, spray paint, I could be a street artist. And you start looking at other things for flavor that's like otherwise just takes up text in a book that otherwise,
I didn't see any Netrunner gear in there.
You didn't see any what?
Netrunner gear.
Oh, there is. Yeah, there is.
In programs, I think.
Yeah, you got programs for the neckier stuff, but yeah, you got so this stuff, half of it is in the street markets, which is where is it? Yeah, virtuality goggles. That's in because that's be a mundane item. That'll be in the street markets. But the stuff that you need in the rat markets, which is the Cyberdeck, and
Programs.
yeah, programs
That's
which are in there, and there's other things to jack in, which is in Dr. Jack's.
Homing trace.
Which is, would that be Neuroware? Interface plugs, yeah, interface plugs are in Neuroware. So it is all in there because Jezza, I got him as Jinx, but I'm changing it to Jezza after a late friend of mine. So yeah, but Jezza is like, he's a net runner, and I've got all the kit for him now. So I was gonna get it actually, and I just thought I'll just build up the resources and I'll build it when I'm ready to play him. I'm still the Jamaican accents, like to do a proper Jamaican accent. It's so the cadence is so strange to an English speaker, because they speak patois, right? Which is, it's kind of like an English dialect, but it's sort of its own language. So the cadence is completely different to any other sort of English language. That's the biggest difference. That's why you're able to, like, you can understand them when they speak slow, but when they speak fast, you cannot understand them. It's not the accent; it's that the cadence is so different.
Yeah, I completely overlooked that gear. Do you mind if I just rearrange how I spent my 500 initial just now, or is it too late?
As long as it's okay, do it very, very, very quickly.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, as you guys step out, I'll give you some descriptions. So I've written a couple of descriptions to help with the immersion at the start of all of this. Don't expect this quality of descriptions further into it, because I can't plan descriptions for stuff that you guys haven't done yet. But for stuff that I know you guys are going to be doing, I've written a couple of descriptions more at the sort of start for help with the immersion. Right. I'll try to do this every session, at least get one decent description in there, pre-written stuff. But yeah, as you sort of step out of the rat den into Maple Lane, that's the name of the alleyway owned by the rats that are basically exclusively rats. Yeah, as you step out of the rat den to Maple Lane, one of the most secure alleys in the country. It appears as almost any other in the city, with a few subtle exceptions. Most other alleys have a few light spots where surrounding light pollution casts its neon glare. This one does not. A typical alley bears a common stench, a mixture of urine and rot. Although this one appears to be just as unkempt, with this obligatory loose trash piled up into every wind trap, this one merely bears the faint acrid miasma of a dense populace with no pollution laws. When you first arrived here, you hadn't noticed these subtleties, but now, almost as though seeing Maple Lane for the first time, you can see how everything is meticulously kept to merely appear unlived. You also see the rat enforcers with his shoulder arms, looking for trouble before trouble finds the rats. One of them spots you as you leave the bar and gives you a friendly nod before continuing their patrol.
Nods back. Just sort of same friendly nod. Alright.
Alright then. So what's the plan? We're gonna just go there and figure out what the deal is, or what we're gonna do?
Let's grab some food. I mean, it's a super kitchen.
Couldn't hurt the case of joint first.
You're going to join
See
in the
what we're up
queues.
against.
Okay. Okay. First you have to, you leave the lane. How are you guys planning on getting there?
Probably
Nobody has a car, so by foot.
Yeah, nobody has a car, and even if we did, it'd be suspicious if we were showing up to a soup kitchen
Shit.
in a time after the corporate wars in a car.
Yeah.
Check the bus timetable and just see if there's any going.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but buses cost money. I suppose you all got money.
I suppose you can catch a bus so far there and then get off and then walk the rest of the way.
Walk and skate the rest of
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So as you guys exit the alley onto the main streets of Plantum City, casting an almost perpetual monochrome gloom of a sky-scorched scarlet, a memento of the firestorms of the Fourth Corporate War. Neon advertisements competing for passing glazes cover metropolitan towers. the indiscernible murmurs of a myriad of untold stories, mixed with thick, constant traffic, with the odd cry or screech intermittently breaking through the ambience. You make your way to the bus stop, you see the timetables, and sure enough, there is a bus leaving in in less than 5 minutes' time. Has a stop just round the corner from your targeted soup kitchen.
There you go.
Alright, yeah, pop on the bus and
Yep.
be on our ways.
Yeah, on the bus is the usual sort of the usual suspects. Plenty of sort of ordinary folk mixed with a few people that with way too many cybernetics and with various degrees of sanity, all ranging from insane to don't make eye contact.
We'll definitely be kind of very obviously staring at the cybernetics of people, kind of just analyzing them with his own eyes and just kind of seeing how they connect up and what they're doing for their bodies.
Okay. Give me a. Is there a better thing than medicine, like a human empathy? Give me human empathy.
Social, human perception, human empathy.
Human perception, yeah.
Where do I put programs in the character
nice.
sheet?
You put it in your cyber deck. So when you add a cyber deck, you can drag and drop stuff from the compendium. It's compendium compatible.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when you drag and drop the cyber deck, you'll be able to do slots. When you drag programs, it'll put it into your cyber deck, or it should do. It's not hard to fill them in anyway. So okay, with, as you sort of down and down, just sort of reading people, you're looking at the cybernetics. You may have, you understand the principles of the installation of some of these pieces of equipment, even if you haven't necessarily installed anything yourself. There is at least one person that is way too close to cyber psychosis, which, for those who don't know, is an infliction when you lose a little bit too much of humanity by installing way too much fucking hardware. Now, if this person was going to, going to a proper registered clinic, these clinicians would have advised this person long ago to stop installing. But obviously, with your sort of shotgun surgeons being so much cheaper than the licensed stuff, that a lot of people, the type of people that would take a bus as opposed to having their own car would likely have not heard that advice.
All right. I'll kind of get a small piece of paper or just something, like maybe some scribble at the back of a receipt, and write on my address on it of the what is it called, the lockup I'm going to buy.
You're gonna leave an address to fucking Rat Park lockups.
To a lockup.
Yeah. Just as a sort of point of note for this March, things with the Rat Park markets and the lockups, as far as anyone who isn't a rat, they don't exist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if I want
so
to
there's
tell, like a...
Yeah, so there are certain security measurements. Secrecy is one of them, as Uncle Tony was describing. So they gotta make sure they're safe, right? It's harder to crack than the bounty is worth. So security comes. Some of it comes from secret, and some of it comes from backlash, the enforcers and things like that. There are various different various levels of deterrent and difficulties in which, in order to infiltrate the rats, and obviously the bounty then keeping it down by keeping, when it comes to sort of drug deals, don't sell to kids, don't sell to obvious addicts, people who are having major issues and stuff, send them to a fucking hospital. Cause as little problems as possible and try to keep sweet with at least the broadsheet if you're not going to get any support from the corps. Although the corps are not necessarily against the rats. So, there are some things in positive lights, although this may cause a little bit of a media fallout if they uncover this. This is one of the other reasons why you're kind of doing it this way. So if you leak that evidence over to the broadsheet and the broadsheet publishes it, no shit falls on the rats. You know? It could easily, they have completely, you know, they have total plausible deniability of having anything to do with exposing it.
So if I wanted to, like, let's say, like a clinic or something, would I have to buy a separate area, or would I just have to?
We're
like,
not so we're not doing sort of the standard downtime accumulate money sort of thing, you know, sort of side hustles and stuff. For two reasons really. One, that it can always be introduced later, right, if it needs be, right? So if certain roles do seem a little bit weaker, they like kind of effective in combat, but maybe not the most, and then they have virtually nothing that they could use outside of it, then I can always buff those then by giving them other things like being able to make money as a side hustle or allowing them to do things more with the lockups. I'd rather have the focuses more on the lockups as opposed to other shit that you're doing as well.
Okay.
So if you think of this sort of codex as not just something that's bolted onto the side of Cyberpunk Red, but it's also replacing the standard downtime ruling. When I'm getting more familiar with the system, I can actually highlight which sections are basically, you know, voided out of the core book. But for now, try to stick within the intention behind the march for now. Let's just tweak and balance this before we start, you know, nitpicking and pulling at threads.
Okay. Never mind. I'll just observe gleefully.
By all means, you can sell, and the intention is that you can sell your services, which you have been doing, to you know, other players.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that would be kind of not really to NPCs or like stuff like that. Kind of keep it to player basis.
Yeah, player to player. So eventually, the idea is, apart from like the landlord and a few other sort of key NPCs, they're there purely for mechanical purposes, like, and you know, things like the general sort of enforcers, the guards wandering on, because I'm not going to expect anyone. What are you going to be doing with that? I like it. It could very well be like additional jobs, like I said, side hustles and stuff. The solos can do. So solo can, you know, if you're to have a certain ranks in solo, you can, you know, in downtime do the patrolling sort of thing and get paid through the landlord or something like that. There's loads of things I can introduce this way, but the idea is like the rat eventually will be all players of all various different degrees of ranks and positions. Anyway, so anybody else doing anything whilst on the bus before you get to your stop? Nope.
Nope.
In which case, ding ding, when the bus stops, you guys get out. On the corner, that'll be the soup kitchen.
Quick question about the cyber deck. Compendium is adding it to cyberware. So do I need that, and even in cyberware under cyber limbs?
There's two cyber decks. There's a cyber deck and there's an installed into a limb cyber deck. They're two different cyber decks.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
you can't well, rather it's the same cyber deck, but you can either install it into your arm, into a cyber limb, or just have it loose.
Oh, gotcha. However, if I'm trying to drag in the other one, it doesn't work, so I have to drag it in manually.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then it doesn't drag in the...
I think I typed mine in manually.
Okay. Roll20, please,
Yeah,
can you just not fuck up?
Yeah, this is why I said do it quickly.
Yeah,
the
but I can't do anything with Roll20 being a shit. I'm literally clicking in the item and it doesn't bring up the drop-down menu.
Punch it in manually. I just put a note somewhere saying you got a cyber deck. It's like, you just say which of the things that you're using, it'll be fine, right? You can, you know, tweak, adjust, and put.
I got it just, I was opening up the cyber deck's entry on the gear, and the button wasn't active, wasn't doing anything.
Okay. Well, we'll, Tony's no longer in scene. You know, Uncle Tony and Anthony Hopkins. Anyone pick up on that? It's all puns, mate. It's all puns and references. And he's also got a sick Welsh accent when he lays it on as well. He tends to he really dampens it when he normally acts, but he does slip into it in some roles now and again. Cyber puns, fuck yeah. So yeah, you guys out around in the corner. You guys going straight there? You doing anything else? What? Talk to me. Tell me. What are you doing? Tell me the story.
You guys want to check the place for access first?
Yeah, absolutely.
can-
Checking like.
Make a dash for it if we need to.
Can I do a scan for access ports? Access, what's it called? I think access port, yeah.
Okay. Do me an absolute solid on this one, Vic. I know you really want to just do your net running. I have not got any sort of built mainframes for you to explore. I got nothing.
That's okay. Alright.
You know, this is intended as like newbie sort of step, and I wasn't expecting anyone to have like Netrunner already and start, jumping in with this. For those of you in chat going, well, you start with Netrunner with the role. Not in this. You effectively you start as a commoner class. Is just a couple of guys here have already played a game. And have
I
jumped
feel
in
like
those.
with that, it needs either the IP rewards need to be nerfed or the like reward costs for like the ranking up need to be buffed, because it's like I showed up for like 10 minutes of a session and I can afford like the first rank of,
I mean,
perk.
it's like getting level 1. That's like a
Yeah,
level.
the first
Level's
rank
good.
is pretty cheap.
Just having one level in a role is no big deal. Like it's when you get to higher ranks that's when it gets powerful. Like if you're a level 1 net runner, you're not breaking into anything like major. You step into like even a moderately secure net mainframe with just one level in Netrunner, your brain's getting fried.
Sure.
Get iced.
Yeah, all your attacks are gonna miss. All your checks are gonna fail. It's just you're just gonna be stuck in there trying to crack a password for like round after round after round. Cool. Right. Yeah. All right. So checking for exits and stuff. Let's see. Give me a luck dice, a D100.
63.
Okay. So it's just coming at the back end of, evening sort of meals. The main sort of crowd is sort of, has more or less sort of died down a little bit, but there's a few people sort of wandering around, so you can sort of mingle and wander around without being too conspicuous. One of the things you do notice about this sort of place, though, is those of you familiar with Corps, this is quite typical where their logo, so Invictus logo, is just plastered fucking everywhere. Like the meal trucks, Invictus, the side of the building, Invictus. You could see the shills and the security in Okinawa. They got Invictus plastered on everything, even on the shoulder arms that the security have got has got Invictus logos on it. They seem to logo everything. You imagine if they pull up the cuffs of the trousers, you'd see Invictus socks. It's crazy. Brand like fuck. So, but exits. Yeah, there's a fire exit. There's a fire exit on the side. Although it's there's no handle on the back end of it. It's sort of flush with the wall. You don't know if on the inside, how you would get to that door from the inside, because you don't know the layout, and you don't know if that exit is obstructed in any way or functioning even. But it is, at least from the outside, appears to be like a double door fire exit. We're on the back where they're loading up. As you sort of head around the back of the building in this sort of like short little alleyway, there is where they sort of bring the trucks in. You do get stopped by a security guard that asks you in a very polite way, where the fuck do you think you're going?
Sorry, I was searching for an alley where I could do, things and stuff, and I do the needle motion.
Yeah, find another alleyway, mate.
Sure. Be gone. And yeah, move away.
Only it's gonna just pop into one of the queues to get in the kitchen and just kind of wait.
Yep. So as you make you get so far, oh god, go away, please. Don't need that. Yeah, as you guys sort of make your way into this, sort of place, there's a sort of a queue that's out the back. You get some shill with a corporate branded clipboard and a corporate branded pen that says that So yeah, is this your first time here?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. You need to go to the flipboard, fill in these forms. There are pens over there, points to a table. You can see a few other people filling these forms in, and join the queue, and we shall get you fed before meal time's up. And then goes about doing usual shill shit.
Alright.
What's paperwork? Just your usual sort of name, etc. I pledge my allegiance and soul to the corporation.
So give me a bureaucratics check.
Oh God.
Actually, all of you give me a bureaucratics check as those of you that are filling this form in.
Yeah, right. We'll have a look.
God.
Either be
Where is
education,
you?
skills,
Oh,
bureaucracy.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Fucking
Connie
hell.
went to a very hard school for a long time.
You can read the fine print very well, it seems.
Okay.
You don't live in Hungary without knowing how to read the fine print.
Holy shit. Okay, so Steele's, you have no fucking clue. Stray forms kind of a sort of that's sort of a corporate thing. They have a lot of red tape. Yeah, red. You look at this sort of thing and go, oh, yeah, they do tend to have a lot of paperwork. It's a little bit of an odd thing having it for a soup kitchen, but then again, each corporation is different, and there's always red tape to do the most mundane of tasks. Coney and Gaba.
Oh, by the way, it's since it's Hungarian name, you can roll the R at the end if.
Gabor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabor and Coney. You guys, you two are looking at this thing and going. You're looking at this and going, right, okay. So what possible information would a corporation need in order to feed somebody in a soup kitchen? Presumably to get some sort of basic ID from them to make sure somebody's not like maybe grabbing food twice, or just for the sake of like their own sort of health and safety and their records and things like this. However, there's a particular questions in there like residence for the last 4 years. And there's a question on sort of any criminal records and any judicial things. These questions pertain more to a background check.
Yeah. I kind of look up and make a kind of look at Gabor. Kind of give him a look.
Oh shit! One thing I forgot to ask you in character as Tony is, do you guys have an agent, right? As he
Yes.
holds up his personal agent, right? Yeah. So okay. So you guys would have a contact number or contact whatever it's not called a number, is it? But whatever, a hex number, where the fuck
A
it
way
is.
to contact something.
Yeah, the way to sort of like send any potential evidence through to. So you guys can like take a little sneaky pick and then send stuff off.
So yeah, Gabor looks back to Connie and gives a nod. Like, yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Stry, mate. Do you still got that that little agent thing you bought?
Yeah, a burner'll suffice.
Oh, burn as a camera? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to bear in mind that a personal agent makes you know, it makes a Galaxy S22 look like a Nokia. So like a burner here would be a burner in like the Cyberpunk universe would be like your standard, you know, low market smartphone.
Okay. In which case, I'll kind of just take a few pictures.
I'm gonna take selfies instead. Because it's less conspicuous.
I'm doing this as a distraction. Give me what would be a camera skill?
There is a photography skill.
Photographic skill. Give me a photographics roll.
Yeah.
You know
You'd
what?
think it was in tech. Is it in tech?
No, for
Yeah,
just,
technique.
I
Yep.
think it is.
yeah, for the selfies.
It's tech.
Oh, you get
Oh,
a perfect. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But you, yeah, all right. We'll take that 16 as a ticking photo. So yeah, you very sort of subtly get a perfect picture. You can see every single letter on this form, nice and crisp. So yeah, they're doing selfies. Let's see a photography skill roll. Let's see how good this selfie is. It's all right. Just throw away. Looked kind of cute. Might delete later.
I mean, yeah.
Wow. We are really good at taking selfies.
60 not bad at all. So it's just a good selfie. That's a keeper, that one.
I can post this later on the data pool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
While they're like taking photos of themselves, like Aryam's just keeping his head down, trying to see what's going on. He's got people after him. He doesn't want to be like even remotely near the grid.
Okay.
So
So you guys filling the forms in? Is anyone not filling the forms in?
I mean, I'm filling in him. Obviously wrong, but
Okay. Who's filling them in? Who's filling them in based on their actual ID?
Nope.
I'm guessing now it's going to be
using
an
that
inanimate.
fake stuff that was given to us.
You're going to fill in with the fake stuff. Okay.
This is dumb, but it's not that dumb.
Okay. So how many people are using the fake ID details?
It's
Yep.
fake ID.
So quite a few of you. All right. So a very obvious bait. Yeah, everyone's just going in with a really obvious bait. Like, this is totally not bait, guys.
Oh sure, but at the same time, like it's gonna.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm guessing
also,
you construct in some sort of reason how you're legitimately not in the, no longer in the Berg kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they're saying like I'm a Berg defactor. I'm I'm on
Yeah,
the
we're
run.
not gonna go. We're
Yeah.
Berg
But certain
factor,
details, are retained there, but at least sort of toned down to look a little bit more. All right.
Yeah, so that was gonna be my follow-up question. So to that, like, I would make like a theoretical reason as to
Yeah.
make it make sense, basically. Yeah.
I'm gonna use like parts of it, but not like, oh yeah, I'm from the Bergs. It's more like, hey,
Yeah, there's certain.
I'm-
Okay,
yeah,
so you guys are
so-
sort of putting subtle clues into there, but looking. Okay, if you're gonna do that, can I get a bureaucratics is intelligence, right? I suppose the bureaucratics roll from everyone again.
Oh lord. Time to
what would be
fail.
forgery? There's like forgery if you want.
Forgery or forgery.
Ooh, where's that? Strong. Yes.
Forgery is technique.
Yeah, since I suggested it, why not?
Wow, it's worse than bureaucratics.
I have the
Oh
same.
god.
Oh fuck, yeah.
Oh god. Right. Oh god.
Okay.
Okay, that's all right.
Forgery
where's forgery?
That's in technique.
and
Ah,
technique.
also.
14's all right.
Yep.
Whoa, shit. Okay, Gabor.
Gabor.
Gabor, just yours is like perfect.
It's airtight.
Yeah, it's to the point that it's perfect. It's this is sort of filled in that if you were to read this on the surface and just file it in a cabinet somewhere, it looks completely normal. But anyone that's actually to check these details, there's a lot of subtly hidden clues would eventually allude to the secret identity, like just perfectly. The rest of you, there's a sort of mixture of stuff, of mixed match stuff that's just not going to add up. It just looks like you guys are just completely clueless.
Yeah, like, how do you think I got into the university back in Hungary?
Yeah, that is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, you wonder, you're looking at it and you go, is this too good? And you think, nah, anyone who's going to do a little bit of digging on this is going to find this alter ego.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think mine's like mine's utter dog shit.
Opa.
Hey. Opa.
So, all right. So you guys fill in the forms. You get a meal ticket. You join the queue, and you slowly making your way towards the front of the line. You have your food. You sit down. It's mundane. Again, everything is fucking corporate branded. Corporate branded cutlery, corporate branded trays, which the food gets put on directly, kind of like a prison. The food itself, it's fine. It's not kibble. It's just adequate. You know, gets you
Sort
fed.
of that synthetic,
branded
but
pork.
it's better than the kibble.
Yeah. You know, it's palatable enough. You're able to get it down here.
If they have a bathroom, I want to go and check if I'm shitting right on the corporate logo or not.
Shit in by numbers. All
Yeah,
right.
just leave DNA all over the place, mate.
So,
I didn't say I'll do it. I just want to check.
okay, so you notice as you sort of like getting the sort of general vibe of the place, quite a lot of the volunteers don't have all this corporate sort of uniform on. They just have a corporate apron. They seem that they're using sort of general members of the public to help sort of serve the meals and things like that. There's like the overwhelming majority of the shills here are security. There's only actually like, you know, 2 people at most with, you know, clipboards doing taking deliveries and things like this and processing forms. As the forms are sort of filled in, they're done, you know, done sort of electronically. They get sent off. You guys, you're all sitting just together on the one table. Or are you spreading out? Or are you guys seating
I
yourself?
say we spread out a bit just to make
Yeah.
sure, like, hey,
Yeah,
we-
spread out.
just some random guys who sort of arrived at the same time. We don't
Okay.
know each other.
These will just try to find the one like people that's just visibly low class.
Okay.
Everyone here.
Take your pick, mate.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a soup kitchen.
yeah. What's the word? Is anybody armed here? Like anybody just like pretending to be like just regular people and they're actually armed or something? Or have like Kevlar clothes?
Give me a conceal reveal. Give me a conceal reveal roll.
12.
Nothing more than this out of the ordinary. You know, you suspect that there are some people with like hidden weapons and stuff, blades with like, you know, they cybernetics, or perhaps like a, you know, a pistol hidden in the belt strap. You do notice 1 or 2 sort of suspect bulges in certain places, but nothing out of the ordinary.
It's suspect, but it could just be like a lighter or a flashlight or something.
No, you're pretty sure with the bulge on a couple of them, it's probably a pistol. Like you see, like 1 or 2 of them, you're about 90% sure that's a weapon. But that's not really out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Are you a concealed guard or are you just happy to see me?
Is that a gun or a Mr. Stud?
Oy.
Yeah, I've removed those out of the march because I was looking at it. I thought, do I keep those in? I thought, oh, no, because you got to keep everything PG-13.
I mean,
haven't you?
they aren't even. What the hell even are they? It's just.
Yeah, and what's it
gives
for?
you
It's like
brand.
they use it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
what?
brand.
ERP?
No,
We're not doing
yeah,
ERP. Like, if you want to do ERP or mine, we fade to black, and then you can fucking do it in DMs or just in a channel. Do it in DMs. You know, I don't condemn it, but I'm not playing it. It makes it. I don't even like sex scenes on movies. It was the worst thing when I go to my mum's and we stick a movie on and there's like a sex scene that goes on for longer than 30 seconds. and I feel like I'm sat there watching porn with my mum. And it's just so fucking awkward. I'm thinking, like, dude, what director? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? If I want to watch porn,
yes.
I'd open up an incognito browser. I'd in the privacy of my own bed. Please, not in the middle of a goddamn movie. Like, you know, for God's sake, like, what
yes,
are you
the wall
doing?
here is made out of wool, mother.
Yes, those are some very nice bed sheets. Yes.
You have to turn it around and be like, you watch this kind of stuff?
Yeah, so like, I like the new curtains you got up, ma'am. Oh, it's not like you to notice, sort of, you know, when I redecorate the place. You know, just sort of
See,
trying to look. But I love the new upholstery. So we yeah. So you know, you have your meal. You talking to anyone, looking at anyone. Do you want to know any sort of descriptions and things like this? A lot of this is going to be completely, you know, improv as always.
I wanna like look around and see if I can spot anything suspicious, and if I do, kinda try to either hear or lip read their conversation.
Okay, so there's a lady with a clipboard. Let's see. Give me a what is be perception? Is that a perception? General awareness check. It's learning the skills. I got to read through these. Skills. So this would be awareness, I believe. Let's have a what skill check? would
There
this
is
be?
a human perception skill.
There's
Yeah.
no
Or
perception.
perception
skill,
as well. If
reflex.
you look,
Yeah, there is a perception.
human, yeah, perception's looking for something. I feel, and then human
Which
perception
stat
is,
does that
like,
use?
Insight.
It under social.
It's
Mm.
intelligence is perception.
Yeah, perception is
Yeah.
intelligence. Human perception is empathy.
A perception. That's the one. Yeah, perception. Give me a perception check. That's perfect, actually.
Okay, good. That's one of my best. Oh fuck.
3.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it
mm-mm.
explodes and takes it all.
It's just a
Yep.
general sort of build, and that is a bad explosion. A 1 and a 10. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you good? Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Sort of looking around. It's just general sort of human traffic noise. Nothing. Nothing you can get really put your finger on. There's a few, you know, there's a few people sort of milling about. There's a couple of, you know, you see a couple of heated discussions here and there. You know, somebody shouldering their way through. General sort of milling, a few sort of bad vibes, good vibes.
Ooh,
Maybe a couple of old friends sort of met up. You know, the lady with the clipboard is coming round, speaking to people, smiling and all that sort of stuff. Some people are getting up and leaving and coming in. It's general sort of milling.
You said there's a heated argument. I'd like to get some knowledge about that. What's it about, and
It's just
kinda
basically
memorize
over
it
like who.
for-
Yeah, it's a case of like that. You know, I was, you know, I was sitting there, or move up. There's more room there, but you know, move yourself up, kind of thing. It's it sort of raises and dies down, but it's quite quickly. But it just gets a little bit sort of heated. You sort of probably suspect that they're like, oh yeah, make room. Like, oh, there's not enough room here. Move up, you know. And then they sort of both of them sort of look around and see the security on the and think, oh, no, just keep our heads down.
Yeah, they definitely don't like each other, so I'd like to memorize the faces for future reference if we need a distraction.
Well, but if they didn't like each other, they may not want to be necessarily sitting next to each other. It could very well just be like two friends just, you know, giving each other shit. I just threw a bunch of shit at the wall. Please don't grab on and go, ooh, that's elite. No, it really isn't. It's just.
I know.
All right, you do you with that. It's maybe something will come of it. I don't know. Okay.
You know, you do remember the story how I'm the guy who makes under that West March made the random NPC of one of the first campaigns into one of the most influential NPCs throughout the whole life of the West March for a whole year IRL. So yeah.
So I tell you, one of you do notice that the lady with the clipboard does approach Gabor. So you guys see this, although may not necessarily catch the conversation. She comes up with you with a sort of warming smile. Hi, Gabor.
Who's that? My name is Hugh.
Oh, sorry, Hugh. Yeah, sorry, Hugh. Oh, Hugh.
Yes.
Hi. It's in your background. You had some catering experience.
That's right.
We're looking for volunteers in the soup kitchen now, just up north on Swanson Street. We'll pay you for your time. Just need somebody to serve up for the evening meal. That's all.
Good. I was getting bored anyway.
She smells excellent. If you head out the back and just say that Helen has sent you over to volunteer, they'll issue you with an apron and send you up there. Excellent, thank you. Okay, excellent. Enjoy your
Alright,
meals.
just gonna finish my soup, if that's alright.
And she sort of goes around and eventually she comes to you guys, and each of you in turn, they said, "Hi, we're looking for volunteers." She grabs maybe she speaks to Gabor, 2 other people as well, and speaks to each of you in turn. Exactly the same way, asking if you want to volunteer for the soup kitchen up north to just do a bit of serving, just as these people are doing there.
The soup kitchen up north, as in like a different establishment.
Yeah, soup kitchen up north. They'll take you up there. They'll take you up there. They'll bring you back.
Or
Bring us back.
I guess not the community and all that.
Yeah, they'll
Or
take
do-
they'll take you up there. You'll help with the serving. You get back in the wagon, and they'll take you back here, or to wherever you want to get off at. They give you get a lift home, and some money. They'll pay you some credits.
No argument here.
Seems almost too good to be true.
Seems
Yes.
like crap.
Seems like something
After-
we could do.
After everyone was approached, I just want to meet each and everyone's gaze individually and like look for a confirming nod that we're all in and we're all going.
So there's about a dozen people in total by the time she's done these sort of rounds. So it's you 5 and 7 other people.
Can I notice any pattern? Because I know obviously all 5 of us are kind of like.
She asked,
quote-unquote,
she asked a few people along tables and things like that. It's only Hugo. It's like a bit sort of directed. It's done directly to. Everyone else is just looking volunteers on the table. You guys more or less just volunteer for it. So but she looks at other people. What about you? But no, okay, that's fine. We'll pay you for your time and drop you off. Once you're done, we'll drop you off wherever you need to be in the city.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. So after you guys have your meal, you filter at the back as instructed. You get crisp apron. It's been starched with the it's like a royal blue with an Invictus logo in gold. This is the usual sort of colors of Invictus.
Not after Gabor puts it on. Now it's stained.
Give it a bit of a shake just to get the starch out of it a little.
And yeah.
But yeah.
So you guys clamber into the back of this wagon. Like a lot of these vehicles, they're all sort of armored and high sort of security.
Sure.
Yeah, run flat tires, no windows on the back end. As you step into this two rows of benches up against the side walls. 6 of you sat on one side, 6 sat on the other. They close up. You're a clank as the back end. You notice there's no handle on the inside. A bit worrying.
You do not need a handle to open a door. You just need muscle.
So, and the thing takes off. And this is where we'll have a short break.
Yeah.
Slack
All the while,
run.
like,
We'll have a short break. Interact with chat a wee bit more.
Yeah, chat.
Yeah.
kind of forgot.
So I chat if you if you want to have a bit more interaction, ask guys a couple of questions about the characters, or ask me about the march in itself. Incidentally, if you're not part of the arcade, and you would like to get involved in this march, there's a link to our Discord server below, which is our main platform, and hop in there. There's a couple of reactor roles. Want to agree to server ethos. We don't do rules. Don't need an active moderator team when you've got an ethos, but a solid enough ethos, because you can't maliciously comply to an ethos like you can rules. See? We're clever like that. So yeah, it's a chill place to hang out. Nobody causes any problems. Nobody gets all offended over nonsense bullshit. It's not a safe space. Don't expect it to be. There's always a little bit of banter back and forth, but everybody means well. You know, if something sounds like somebody's attacking you, it's probably not meant that way. Just clarify. Just a slightly, a slightly a badly worded joke. Yeah, there's the Cyberpunk West March, which is this one. There's a few other community marches as well you can get involved in, and there's always like one shots and campaigns that crop up now and again. Plenty of stuff you want to play some games or GMs, or even learn to GM. We do have coaches in here. We'll happily take you one-on-one out at our wing. You can come just right there, just under my wing, and I'll teach you everything you need to know run sessions. Incidentally, there's actually, I think there's 4 coaches in this episode. I think myself.
We
Yeah, it is.
all kind of grouped
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Myself,
Yeah.
Scully, Victor, and Rainbow.
Honestly, yeah, Cyberpunk, Call of Cthulhu. It doesn't have to be like D&D. Not a fan. Oof.
It's just we are definitely not going into an ambush. That's impossible.
Oh no, totally not. There's a van with no handle on the inside, carrying 6 people, heavily armored, guaranteed. If we aren't shooting our way out of this,
We are currently getting kidnapped.
oh yeah. But we are also armed, so.
But yeah, they didn't take us.
I don't think it's that straightforward. I think they might do something to Vic, or like try to separate Vic from the rest of us.
I'm afraid of being
Mm.
poisoned.
Being poisoned.
Kigurumi.
Yes.
Just don't eat anything.
What's it was called again? Squid Game style, where you sit in a van and then you get.
Oh, gassed?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, let's
Whatever
figure it
way
out.
they want to do it.
Everyone make resist drugs and torture check. Woo!
Ooh, immediately fails it because
Casual Tuesday.
That's such a long phrase to
Or
say.
Constitution.
Make a resist drugs and torture check. That's such a long a phrase. In D&D, it's just make a concept like.
A con save. Yeah, but D&D is supposed to be a very, I feel,
Easy.
simple, more easily approachable rule.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad rule set, just easily approachable.
What's
What's
substance?
the word?
No,
What's the word? Where it's like marketed for everyone. I've lost it. Never mind.
D&D got substance, but it lacks style.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
Oh god, I should actually think how my character would talk.
I'm trying to be British, but like British is
You
hard.
don't need voices. You don't need something special. Never hurts to have a flair, but hey,
He's supposed
like we
to
got
be this.
Steez talking like a wannabe gangsta punk.
He's a Boston boy. He got from Boston.
Just trying
Boston
to
boy.
sound young and hip.
Eh,
The kids nowadays.
Oh my god. No.
yeah. Tough. You're not like you were heading off. You were sort of said like, "Don't talk to me about Call of Cthulhu." You're not a fan or something.
No, I know fuck all about it.
Ah, fair enough.
No, I like Call of Cthulhu. I love the old concept of it. I like, it's like if you want to play horror, there's, as far as I understand, there's no better system.
Sure.
I
It
think
leans
it's kind
very
of a-
heavily and well into horror and investigation.
I think
Yeah.
it depends on the type of horror, either Call of Cthulhu or World of Darkness.
Yeah, World of Darkness is that flashy sort of horror, like like
it's
seeing
a
Wolf
sort of
Vampire Diaries bullshit.
yeah. It's the
Oh,
it's
you
the horror
can-
from the perspective of the monster.
No, you
Hmm.
can make fantastic horror from World of Darkness.
Oh,
You
absolutely,
just
sure.
don't need to play vampires. Vampires the Masquerade is not the only World of Darkness book.
Oh, sure. Hunter is sometimes fun. That'd make for a pretty
Yeah,
good horror game.
Also-
is there any like quote unquote race in World of Darkness that isn't like strong?
You can play regular humans who are
Yeah.
just discovering the world beyond the veil.
Yeah,
That's
like
masterful
DP's
horror.
game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a
it
green
becomes
fog
this
patrol.
investigative game where you've got, no powers, no backup. You have, yourself, maybe a gun.
Me, myself, and I.
It might become
Yeah.
a bit similar to Call of Cthulhu in the concept of it, but like instead of the Cthulhu mythos, you are playing with more like this genre of dark fantasy horror.
Well, I mean, it's Call of Cthulhu is not always. It's not just Lovecraftian. There's, there are various. There are so many different settings that people have played. Things like more sort of Western folklore, and
Yeah.
there are so many things that you can do with that system. But it's just a system that is built from the ground up to be a horror setting. Because you can have a character that can attack, that can do things with handguns and things like that, but the general focus on Call of Cthulhu is more on as Scully put it, those investigative skills, just being intelligent in the moment. It's more about surviving and getting away from the big bad, whilst also trying to figure it out and usurp it through means other than shooting it in the face,
Yeah. Like, it has that moment where maybe, you can shoot a cultist or have a car chase, but like, at the same time, it's more focused on investigating that cult, finding the symbols, figuring out what they mean. Like, there's the more combat-heavy one, but even that is still pretty dangerous. Like Pulp Cthulhu, it's like Indiana Jones or The Mummy, that sort of 30s action, but still dangerous. Like, rifles will still kill you,
yeah.
and they have.
Guns.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Everyone back? Everyone ready?
Yep.
We go.
Okay. So, you travel in the vehicle, you can, feel the turns and stuff. It's, unless you guys, you're making a concerted effort to try and figure out how you're traveling, it's probably not going to be something that you're going to just be able to determine. No windows.
Google Maps.
Yeah.
And eventually the vehicle does stop, and you hear the clunk of the handle on the outside. The doors open, and you can see a queue of people waiting their soup, their stews.
I wanna look at the disposition of the people who are not our group. How are they towards this whole job?
They seem to be okay. We could do that before our arrival. I should have asked actually. But yeah, the general vibe of them, they tend to be the more saner of the group. It seems that this, the girl that's sort of come round is like, asked what Shiva assessed to be, the more mentally stable. Last thing you want is somebody in a soup kitchen just throwing ladles at people and just having a complete fucking meltdown. So yeah, what you'd think to be the more the closest you're going to get to a professional, a general sort of rabble that's come into a soup kitchen. The more competent, certainly a bit more sort of, there's a bit, you could see sort of, when they look around, you can see they see in the room and not just some fucking, they're not just in some daydream. Okay. Hey, honey bunny, how's it
Hey,
going?
bunny.
Hello.
Hey, honey,
Yeah.
How do you do?
What's the word I'm looking
thanks
for?
for popping in.
Coherent. Yeah, the more coherent of the group.
Yeah, the more coherent and more mentally stable folk.
Yeah.
You don't want, psychos with knives in their hands.
Yeah.
The
And none of
release
those
cortisol
none of those that you spotted as sort of dodgy bulges.
makes sense.
Word.
this is not an American fast food line, so it makes sense. Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, and then you guys sort of start filtering out to that place. You're around the sort of, you just see they're down the sort of like, you're in the back end, like a sort of like an alleyway kind of thing, and you can see down the side of the building then the queue heading into the building. And you guys come around the back. You're led through, showing so the kitchen here. They'll be bringing, you see the chefs just cooking these massive sort of pots, and they'll bring these out. And you kind of showing you just laid them into these dishes, and take the meal ticket number as you give them the plate. If there's no meal ticket number, they don't get a bowl, right? If they start questioning it, just send them over to this person here with a clipboard. Send them over to there to get a meal, and they'll get a meal ticket.
Hey Tuffy, I did a small change to my character token to make the stream a bit better. I'm gonna send it over to you in a minute. Could you share sometime?
I'm not gonna do that now.
Okay, just so you know what it's about.
Alright, so we'll potch with things like that later. Yeah, he's doing anything? Gandrin?
Mostly just
Serving
keeping an
soup?
eye on. Yeah, serve the soup, serve the like phony mac and cheese. Serve whatever the hell we're told to serve, and just keep an eye on everything. Just sort of survey the folks, see who's acting like, worried that they're going to get seen or something. Because if they're, grabbing Bergs, they're probably going to grab the ones who are looking the most suspicious.
Okay. Give me a human perception.
All right. I can do those. Tech. No, it's social. Human perception. Yeah, I can maybe do one of those.
Ooh, let's see.
Okay.
17.
So yeah, you do spot a couple of people that there's a lot of shady people, but they shady in various different ways. But there's certain people that seem to be making some sort of effort to like hide their face. There's sort of hoods up, keeping their head down. It's it's that sort of foolish, sort of instinctive trying to remain anonymous after you've just filled a fucking form in with all your details, or at least some details, whether they be you or not.
While Red is paying attention to the situation outside, I wanna pay attention to what's going on behind us.
Okay.
The workers here. Yeah.
Okay. So a bit further descript on that. The chefs, you believe them to be corporate because they wear the whole corporate hoo-ha, corporate shoes, corporate shirts, as well as the corporate aprons, corporate chef hats, corporate hairnets. Everything is all branded.
One of them has a corporate plushie in their pocket.
Exactly. You got the idea.
They got like little mini sparrow plushies with like the Invictus tag on them.
I've got the rare bobblehead of the CEO.
Hell yeah.
So,
Badges on them.
So yeah, it's yeah. You could see they are part of the staff as well. Again, it's the similar sort of setup. You've got two people, two admins, and just a heap ton of security. And then various vehicles sort of come in and go in. Yeah, you do see there is one of the vehicles that do leave. Some of them are taking like equipment back. There's one of them where people are sort of jumping into the back of from the general sort of public, and they again sort of carted off somewhere, again dropped off home, or you don't know really, just again taking wherever they wanted to go. Then seem to be under any sort of they don't seem to be under any duress.
Is anyone watching us, specifically Vic, or Vic's character whose name is Gabor?
You're asking if Vic is watching you?
No, if anyone is watching, if he's being watched.
Oh,
specifically,
okay.
if anyone.
Give me a perception check. While I think.
13.
13.
Nothing more really than anybody else. You know, it's everything is just running more or less like clockwork. You know, they take the old as one sort of what's the crop? Is it a crop with a cauldron? I'll do. As one cauldron, you know, an empty cauldron gets taken away, a full one gets replaced, and yeah, everybody's just getting about with their own business. The two admins seem to be more sort of concerned with the people that are sort of pouring through. They, you know, one of them does sort of pop up and ask you how you're all doing, how you feeling.
Sort of give that boilerplate response. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Sort of smiles politely and carries on going about their business. Just processing forms, sending them off.
I'm going to take a few.
Okay, I guess I'll begin working, keeping an eye out.
Is there a back area that we don't have any awareness or perceive that we don't perceive in any way?
How do you mean? Because at the moment it sounds like you're asking, is there something I'm aware of that I'm not aware of?
No, okay, so, yeah, sorry, phrasing. Is there like a room in the back that we don't hear or have a line of sight or two?
There'll be, I'd say that there'll probably be other rooms in this place with closed doors. Yeah, it's not, I mean, nobody's sort of frequently going back and forth these doors. I mean, pretty much everybody you've seen have remained within the sort of the two rooms that you can see. So the back room and the kitchen, where, you know, deliveries are getting dropped off and things are getting picked up, where you guys filled in from, and filed in from. And there's the sort of front room then with the, you know, the sort of front desk where, you know, the those that are coming for the soup are filing in. So there might be a couple of like side doors and things like that, but nothing anybody's frequenting back and forth. It doesn't seem like there's any activity that you're aware of that's happening anywhere else.
Okay, so there are no deals being made in the back. Okay. Yeah.
Or at least we can't see the deals being made in the back.
There's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, just go to someone who is like.
Just remember though, guys, I mean, it's just doing this sort of thing. It's sort of like you are ingratiating yourself in a certain way, right? You're getting them sort of familiar with who you are. You know, becoming somewhat of a familiar face. Don't expect to, you know, you don't necessarily expect to get the goods on the first visit. You know what I mean? You may have to come back and a couple of times and maybe, you know, start to get to know people on first name basis, and then you can slowly sort of pull stuff out, right? You know, when you got undercover cop stuff is normally done over a period of, you know, at least months.
Yeah, gotcha.
You don't rock up and go like, "Hi, I'm here to deal coke. Where's your supplier?" You don't quite work like that.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was gonna do. Is like try to build up some contacts, and I would like to go up to one of the people who are like instructing people on what to do, right?
Okay, so you're having a conversation with the admins.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Hey,
hi, everything
you-
okay?
yeah. I'm you. Sorry, can I get your name?
It's Edward.
Edward. Yeah. Where's the shitter?
Oh, that's so you're taken aback with your just, you know,
The blood.
the bluntness of it all. There is
Yeah.
a staff toilet. If you just head back into the kitchen, you'll see a side door there you can head into.
Thank you, Edward. And I kind of pat him in the shoulder. You're doing an amazing job. Giving to the community and all. Yeah.
Quite. You too. Thank you.
Yeah, and I go use the bathroom.
It's rustic. Nothing as basic as it is. You know, there's a pull cord light switch. Just a bulb in the ceiling. It's kept clean. It's kind of kept clean. There's a double door, obviously, between the kitchen for health and safety purposes. So there's like a door opens in, cleaning supply closet, and then another door. Then there's the toilet. There's a sink in there, soap. You could see where there's sort of like the remainders of like mold stains and things like that, where they've made it cleared out. You imagine this place was probably just absolute desolate before this corporation moved into this place and decided, clean this place up and make it, a bit more up to health and safety standards.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter. The whole point of the interaction was to get my name out in a natural seeming interaction with one of the others.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm just painting a picture for you.
Yeah, of course.
These would okay. Is there a details on what the jobs? Do we get like in the soup kitchen? Do we have like specific jobs we get to do? Like,
You serve
like,
soup. So there are cauldrons of the stew. It's slop. That's what it is. It's like a very, very thick stew. And you just ladle, bowl, hand. Take meal ticket, ladle, bowl, hand bowl, take ticket. That's all of it. Any of you doing? There's multiple of you to get the line through quicker. So multiple people could be served simultaneously. That's all it is. Ticket for bowl.
Is there no section in the character sheet for game notes?
We just use the bio, if anything.
bio isn't being used for anything. I guess these would just try to give the soups to the people by but like visibly more friendly than everyone else. Just
how do you mean? You want to be sort of selective who you give bowls to?
No, it's like okay, we're giving like the soups on a line, right? On like there's multiple soup givers.
Yeah, there's multiple soup givers.
Yeah, so basically, he's trying to give the soups to the people that's like on the line. There's a bit like visibly more friendly. So if somebody was to remember going to the soup kitchen, he would just remember him.
Yeah, it's going to be more of their choice, not your choice. So somebody approach you with a ticket. You don't. You can't choose not to serve them and serve the person who's trying to hand a ticket to a different server.
His customer service is through the roof.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do.
Yeah, you imagine like if you go into like like any sort of 7-Eleven or whatever co-op you have equivalent, where you may have two tills that's open. It's not the tellers that get to decide who they serve. It's whoever's approaching them. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the sort of thing. It's like not serving that person to serve the person that's walked up to the other teller. It just doesn't. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make sort of small talk, polite conversation. There's people are passing. That's something you certainly do. You can make more effort, a bit more warm and a bit more conversation with those who are friendly and more conversational. You've got plenty of people to rattle through. It's just you're not going to be like you can be selective of who you talk to, who you interact with. But you can't be selective of like who within the line you're going to.
Well, I wasn't trying to be so. Mostly just want to like the Steez was just doing it with more effort and isn't selecting. You're just trying to do it with more effort as it.
Okay, so a bit more effort to those that seem a bit more friendly. Easy enough. Anything you want to impart or take away? Any quite particular question you're going to be asking them?
I guess not, because I don't really know what to do.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, is it your first time here? Do you come here often? Do you live nearby?
Yeah.
Do you know many people in the neighborhood?
It's just doing a background check like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
If you're asking such a thing like that, you do see like most people like, it's one of the sort of metropolitan things. I don't know if you've ever been on a London Underground train or like any other sort of large metropolitan city where like, everybody pretends like that nobody else exists. So it kind of throws a lot of people off when you start getting a little bit friendly. They seem a little bit awkward. There are a couple that seem to have a little bit more game than others, and like friendly conversation and do indulge. Beyond that, give me human empathy. This is gonna be a pretty tough DC, actually. Just to wade through what is the difference between social awkwardness and somebody that's trying to hide something.
Oh. It's social human perception, right?
That's human perception, yeah.
Ah, crowds.
No, they just, yeah, it just most people find it a little bit awkward having a conversation. But yeah, other than that, there's like one or two people like, hey, how's it going? And there's one person you go, fuck, why did I open the conversation with this fellow? They just, and he has to get fucking nudged out of the line. Get on with you, lunatic. I want my soup. Anybody else doing anything before the queue empties and they close?
Is anyone working in the kitchen alongside the chefs, or are we all kind of in the line?
No, the chefs are doing the chef stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not anything
I
with
might poke in for the into
kitchen?
the chefs. Are they like just sort of if we're allowed like breaks or whatever, just sort of have a break chat with whoever else is having breaks. Like I'm guessing some of the if they're allowed.
Yeah. Okay. We could push it. It would be unreasonable to have a break. I mean, maybe it's going to go on for 3 hours. You'll have 10 minutes in between. You know, as you sort of as you rotate through, a couple of people just take 10 minutes off, and you get a tap on the shoulder. It goes, take 10 minutes if you want to take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just step on and
But
speak to
yeah,
the chef.
it's just sort of
And,
starting
this
to
is-
ingratiate with the kitchen staff.
Yeah, so you see a couple chopping up vegetables with, you know, great finesse, chucking it into a bowl, putting it across, past that bowl and chopping it up, and as they pass it another one, then he's just sort of dipping it in into the cauldron as you get another one sort of brewing. Another person is just sort of doing the final sort of touches on one as he sort of takes it out. Others are bringing them coming back in. There's one in the sink just sort of, you know, cleaning it up, ready for the next batch. Actually, like, would you clean it? No, you wouldn't, because it doesn't actually come into contact with anything unsanitary. So they wouldn't necessarily be cleaning it up. Also, if they did have it washing up, they'd have you do it.
Yeah.
Volunteers doing.
I mean, imagine in a Cyberpunk era, they'd have auto washers anyway. So yeah, piling in plates, taking them out spotless.
Yeah. So yeah, like in the 10 minutes, if there's like some line cooks or whatever the equivalent is, sort of, unless they're all like very, very focused and doing their jobs.
There's a bit of sort of chatting back and forth. Like a lot of them seem to be sort of doing on like autopilot, just talking, just general sort of small talk.
Yeah.
You know, I
get
don't know
it.
if he sort of moans about it all. You see, they're not like laser focused on what they're doing. It's just, yeah, it's something they've probably done, you know, for a good chunk of their adult life.
Yeah, that's how they've got by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Saying anything?
Yeah. Yeah, just mostly asking about how the hours are. Is it as busy as it always looks? Like, it looks hectic to like a non-chef. I'd imagine just sort of walking in, everything's moving all at once.
It's just part of the routine. Just get on with it, don't you? You know,
Yeah.
pays the bills. How you doing anyway? How's it out in the front there? You've had any lunatics in yet, or what?
Nah, probably the worst is just some people who got shouty, but that's about it.
That's good. A bit of a bother only last week, didn't we, Steve? Oh, mate. Should have seen this fucking lunatic come in. Never seen anybody with so many cybernetics. You know, it didn't even work. Got a pair of legs, unpaired. Pair of arms, unpaired. He was more bald than anything else. None of it matched.
Sort of like a piece together robot Frankenstein.
Yeah, something like that. Guy lost his mind. Yeah, he just went up to the place and started demanding oil for some reason. So we didn't have any oil. What do you want, vegetable oil? He gave me some vegetable oil. Some machine oil. And they just started going for it. Through a table. Soap went everywhere. Yeah, the old corpse security made short work of him, though. Fucking hell.
They just sort of on standby outside or something?
Well, you see them. There's a couple of insiders, a few sort of outside. They're milling about the place, sort of patrolling around, looking. You know,
Sure.
exactly the same as like the rat enforcers are doing. They're looking for problems before problems find them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're keeping your head down, you'll just, you know, you walk past and not even, you know. Oh, just security is just, you know, part of the life, innit? You know, you just get used to them. So I'll notice them eventually. So on my way to work, I probably past 7. Don't even notice them.
Yeah.
So, you know, just after a while, you don't notice the street lamps anymore.
Sure. Start running autopilot.
Yeah. Like that, mate. So, as the day sort of goes on, it's starting to sort of wrap up now. The other 7 people there's like 3 of them have just been taken off. So it's just you and the other 4 now. As the place starts to thin out again, you know, a couple of them sort of tap out, just walk out the front, you know, drop the apron, walk out the front, and just go about their business.
Yeah.
Any of you doing anything? Any input? Trying anything?
Probably just like, making myself useful. Look like, hey, this guy is useful, so
Yeah.
let's keep him on board.
Well,
So,
the chefs after a while. I mean, one of them says, "Oh, we do a bit and having a bit of chopping. Can we get that? Can we get that guy in to do a bit of chopping with us? Just go on the vegetables, just nice and easy. So, I mean, you know, if you're up for it, can't refuse.
Yeah.
All right. So you pop in when we just, you know, shows you this is how you
Give it a shot.
so you chop up a carrot, right? You know, your man over here is going to be grating them, do the finicky bit. And then all you do is chop the head off there, drop the bottom, and just chop it up. Get it, you know, tells you what size they're sort of cut them down, and just go at it. Give me a culinary? Is there anything sort of cooking under tech?
Is there culinary? Maybe under technique somewhere. But
Yeah, but technique
let's
is
have a
what I'm
look.
thinking to be a tech skill.
Yeah.
Basic tech maybe.
Basic tech is more like I don't know. I don't think that.
Tech is the tech is the
that.
catch-all thing, isn't it? The basic tech
Yeah.
is the catch-all thing. If there's not anything, demolition first.
Oh,
aid.
is it a catch-all?
Yes,
Okay.
catch-all. Paramedic, pick lock, play instrument, see vehicle, weapons tech. Yeah, so give me basic tech.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's more of catch-all. All right.
All right. Yeah.
You're a little slow, but they, you know.
Yeah.
You're a
I'm
little
not
slow, but
exactly cut
you're
out to be a
helping.
chef.
You're helping. You're
Yeah.
helping.
I was always better with cars, I suppose. Cars, engines. Yeah. Knives, not so much.
Yeah, you manage not to cut your fingers. You get them roughly the right size. It's just a little bit slow, but it does help. And you carry on chit-chatting with them. Yeah, it's around about the sort of point then where there's only a handful of people left. At this point, it's just you 5. I said you 6 earlier, didn't I? Yeah, you 5. There's only like you 5 left at this sort of point. And the admin goes up. I said, "That's it. I think it's just you 5 left now. Do you want to? Follow me. We'll get you dropped off. Do you want to go back to the other soup kitchen, or do you have any other place you'd like to get to?"
Soup kitchen is fine. Do we get paid now or?
Oh yes, of course. You know, it's good.
Hate to ask, but
Correct. It's you sort of given 100 credits each, 50 credits. It'll be 50 credits. 50 credits each. Yeah, given.
Also, as believe, I just want to shake hands with Edward.
Yeah. Okay. Give Edward a shaker. Oh yeah. So hopefully I'll see you again some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
It's been pleasant. Yeah.
So you guys, hop into the back of the wagon. Usual thing. The doors close. Clunk, clunk, clunk,
And
as it locks down shut.
50 credit each, you said, yeah?
Yep.
$50. It's not bad. All things considered.
And the engine doesn't. The first sound you hear is not the engine turning over. The first thing you hear is a hissing sound.
Oh.
I want to set up my burner in the corner and put on a video. Kind of put on the camera and start recording a video kind of beside me in
Yeah.
my jacket thing.
Uh,
And
give,
all
Give me a reveal conceal object, real quick.
27.
Ooh!
Oh,
Fucking
Ooh!
hell. Wait, would it be an awareness or like not awareness, like a perception check? Because conceal reveal is more like if you're actively looking through like drawers or paperwork.
nice
but-
heat.
It's
Conceal
conceal
I'm
and
not sure.
reveal.
Hiding.
It's conceal and reveal. You see?
Alright,
So it's the hide object, the
yeah,
find
yeah.
object. So it's if you're hiding something from someone, it's your conceal reveal object versus the conceal
yeah,
reveal
yeah.
object. So yeah, 27. That thing is hidden.
So at one
Nobody spotting that.
set up the video.
Yeah, you got the
Kind of,
video
you know-
set up. It's taken over
You know-
around about this point. You sort of, as you just sort of set up, you find your eyes are starting to sag a little bit. You are having to go down on your knees, and all of you as well. You just feel like all of a sudden your body just becomes super heavy, like you've been pulled into sort of sleep.
You sons
Oh
of bitches.
boy.
You
Is there like a window for the drivers
mm-mm.
to see drivers, or is it just steel?
Nope, there's just sort of a general gloom of internal lighting. That's all you have there. Other than that is a completely sealed box. After a couple of moments when the hissing sort of stops, you're there just sort of drenched. In fact, if anybody wants to give me a resist drugs interrogation.
Yep.
Yeah, resist or torture drugs.
Drug type.
Nope.
Okay.
I forgot which one is it. Awareness? Oh, it's body? No, it's body. Hey, doing drugs actually.
My God.
Sweet. Okay, so Red, you're out cold, mate. You're completely out cold.
Yeah, it's understandable.
The rest of the four of you remain conscious, or at least in a sort of somewhat lucid state throughout all of this. The best way I can describe it is, you remember when you're a kid and you have like night terrors, as all of us do have, that have imaginations, tend to have like horror dreams, like you're trying to fight the sleep, and you're fighting that sort of sleep paralysis, but your arms are like really heavy and you struggle. That's what it's like right now. You can fight enough to remain conscious and to move a little, but your body's way too heavy to be mobile. But you're at least able to like move your hands, wiggle your feet a bit. As the doors open and security personnel come in, and they each in turn pick each of you up and put you back at the bench and strap you down. Any attempts to fight this, it's like you swing your arm and they just like handling a baby, just easily manipulate your arms. You've got no strength to overpower them at all, and they do it effortlessly.
Is one of them Edward?
No, these are the security. So these guys, they have masks, a lot of them covering their faces. Corporates tend to do this sort of thing with their security personnel to make them to appear less human, so to try to deter people from trying to appeal to the humanity in them, to also makes them a little bit more intimidating. But they're wearing masks. Also, there's for the gas and things like that themselves, or anybody tries using any sort of chemical warfare on them, they're able to sort of withstand that. Once you guys are fully strapped up, they exit the vehicle, close the doors, lock it. You hear the engine turn over, and the vehicle pulls off. After only, say, about a minute and a half, you feel the effects of the gas wear off. You guys are now, you guys are bolted down. You're strapped. You are chained down. Red, you also sort of wake up as well. You've got no sense of how much time has passed. The rest of you do, however, because you have maintained a certain lucidity. You know it's only been like maybe 2 minutes since you were first hit with the gas. The vehicle sort of
he's sort of just humming a little song to himself, just sort of like that woozy, how everything kind of hurts.
Yeah. None of you are bruised up or anything because, like I said, you couldn't put anything of a fight that was going to require any sort of force to chain you down. You were pretty much ragdolled. Yeah. as you guys are driving down this road.
I actually want to do something real quick if possible.
Okay, you can attempt.
I want to go over to wherever I hid my recording burner.
You are chained to the seat.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if I put it like kind of in the corner somewhere in my pocket, but I want to whisper as quietly as I can, but loud enough for my phone to hear it. Alexa, as an example, send live location to Uncle whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just kind of have our live location be sent
Okay.
over.
You got that being sent. So that feed now is now being sent back to the rat den.
Yes.
Alexa,
Okay.
play Despacito.
Okay. Okay. So that's being sent to the rat den. So you've basically informed them that you've been captured.
And also made a. Is it a secure signal? Because I'm imagining you're using something like Telegram or some shit.
There'll be various different means of encryption. You got to bear in mind that in the time of the Red as well is that the internet is not all totally interconnected. It's all,
Right. Yes, with the collapse of the net.
Yeah, so that's why you've got to be within 6 meters in order to hack
Yep,
something. You
have an
can't do it
access
from your
point,
basement anymore. But it's exactly the same when it comes to transmissions as well. It relies a little on relays, but point to point, connections are, can be done for basic data transfer. Just not enough to do a net run, that's all. But certainly enough to send a video. So after a few minutes, that will be received by the rat den. So, you guys doing anything else? Or are you just sitting tight and just fucking holding on to your butt?
I'm gonna try and I guess if I've got like a little paperclip, just
Give me a luck
try and-
dice. Do you have any ways of picking locks? Any sort of tools on you to do such a thing?
no actual tools. No, that's the thing. So
Oh,
like, hey,
you would have
do I
been,
maybe
you would have been,
some-
you would have been stripped of your weapons, by the way, if any of you were armed.
Ah, fucker. That thing costs like
Yeah.
$50.
When
Yeah, I had a gun as well.
my gun is
Or
more
if you've hidden it, can you give me a conceal reveal for it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh! Would
No,
they
I
have
have a
found the
conceal.
knife I keep in my boot? Or would I need like a conceal
Yeah.
reveal?
Conceal reveal.
Conceal
What?
reveal.
Yeah, I have a
That's why I
concealable
carry
gun,
two
I-
guns.
that's why it's,
Give me 1 second.
conceal reveal. Conceal reveal. Easy. That's
Oh.
what it-
Damn it! Everyone's rolling great,
Ow.
and I'm just sort of
Oh,
here.
My
Thank-
gun is
thank
well
you.
hidden, but my knife
I'm on.
isn't.
Oof.
Ooh,
Wait,
wow.
we're doing it for each object?
Yeah,
I
I'm just
place
gonna give the one for this guys.
Oh.
Okay. So somebody caught a few things, and a few things weren't. I'm gonna suggest that, indeed, that handgun, the 22 there, you still have that on you. Conceal reveal object of 17. Give me a high or low. Some of you give me the two of you that give me the 17. Give me a high or low. So give me a percentile dice. Sorry, high is good, low is bad. Luck dice.
Oh.
Yeah. So Gabor and Stray. So Gabor and Stray, nah. The operative that was very switched on is the one that caught that. But regardless of which one checked for the 22, they did not succeed. They only rolled a 21. So that handgun, you do still have your pistol on you.
Damn. Well,
Okay. As you're faffing around with this, suddenly the vehicle just lurches, like with a bang, like it's just hit something. But the vehicle is still going. You hear like a smash, and what sounds like almost like tearing of steel. You hear, followed by screams and shouts muffled from the steel box that you guys are in. You hear what must be gunfire.
Ooh.
And the screams and the gunfire suddenly cut short. And then you hear, and then almost all of you are just sort of slammed into the front of the box as you hear the tires screech as the vehicle is brought to a halt. Then you can hear footsteps, just faintly on the edge of your awareness, coming round the side of the wagon. you hear like the rattle of the mechanism on the back of the wagon on the doors. You just hear this pink, 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 pink. Somebody's attempted on the handle.
Cross my fingers.
Boom! As this sort of like hit, and you can feel the entire thing shudders with this hit. Boom! Again, bang! Happening on the back of the wagon. Boom! And as the door starts to buckle, boom! And it gets hit again and again until eventually you could start to see the glare of the sort of lights of and the sky sort of start to pour in, and you could see fingers just coming on the inside of the door, fighting a grip, and then clunk as the door gets pulled open, and then steps into view is Uncle Tony. Ah, there you are, my lovelies. You all safe? Any of you injured?
My
They took
dignity,
my-
yes.
They took my guns, Uncle.
Oh,
Top.
well, if
If
none
I
of
go
you
ahead and
hurt.
take anything else.
I don't know what that gas was, but could use some tonight.
Connie is gobsmacked as she's looking up and down this very seemingly frail old man who just ripped open a plated metal door on a van.
He just he steps up into the wagon. Clunk, clunk. There's a bit of a lurch. It seems that Tony is a lot heavier than he looks, given the way that the suspension responds. He's got a set of keys, and after each one of you just sort of unlocks it for you. Right then. Well, my lovelies, come on, let's get you home safe.
Alright.
So he steps out of the wagon, and as he steps out, he maintains his sort of persona with his cane as a sort of frail old man. And as he sort of walks around to the sort of front of the wagon and starts making his way up to the street, just sort of looking over his shoulder, making sure you guys are following him with him.
That was a mad impressive, bro.
Meanwhile,
As
in
he
the
looks to
background-
you, he goes to you and just sort of taps his door. He goes, "What was impressive?"
What? He
I
got
didn't see anything.
You see, like the
Yes,
front of the wagon has just been sort of like almost like peeled open like a tin of sardines. The security guards have just been ripped apart. You can see one of the doors have sort of buckled inwards as he sort of pulls it open, and there's this headless security guard sort of flops out, and on the inside of the door it looks like there's like hair and bits of sort of grey matter where it's like his head has been slammed into the door so hard it's just completely given. And he reaches just under the seat and pulls out this footlocker, and he just clunk, and it drops onto the floor, and he just gives it a boot as it opens. Is that everything? And you could see the weapons that they'd confiscated off of you in there.
My babies. Immediately grabs everything.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Grabs
in the
back his
back,
gun, it's
Gabor
mad.
just to everyone else, under his breath, "Damn, Grandpa's a badass."
On premium
Yeah.
chrome right there.
That's Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony, the most unassuming old man we've ever met.
Oh, I'm just an aged old man. It's nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
See, Uncle, I was telling you about it. Chosen family better than blood relations. I see I chose them right.
It did. It's like rats. We always look out for each other.
Yeah. Sorry for the trouble.
You got everything you
Oh,
need?
not at all. Well, we might have a few more. Want to dig a little bit more. Depends. I'll have to have a conversation with the broadsheet and see if they're willing to move with what we got, or will they may require us to get a little bit more? He's leaning on his cane there.
I did
Pulls out
get
his
all.
but pulls out his agent. As any of you sort of glance at it, it's still like all the default set, and then just a load of like unused tabs are still open. What's he doing here? All right there, all right, Johnny. Aye. Yep. Clean up on Maple Street, but yeah, a couple of corpses. What's that? Yeah, maybe that is why they call them corpses. He just rolls his eyes to you. Aye, all right, just get on it before any media starts snooping around. All right, aye. Yes, tidy. Trano. Beep. Puts his phone back. Oh, it's been a while since I've had a chance to roam my streets. So we'll take the scenic route back home, shall we?
Yeah, and
You can be you guys can be my enforcers, my bodyguards. Keep me safe on the way home, shall we? Tidy. And
yes.
Least we can do.
as you guys sort of make your home, it just stops at a few sort of like street vendors and stuff. A lot of people seem to know him. Uncle Tony, hey, how's it going? All right there, you love. You know, calls everyone love. But it seems to, there's a couple of people cross the street from him. Perhaps I've had run-ins with him. Maybe like not everybody's a great shot, but there's a few people that, do sort of like smile and give him sort of happy greetings. It's a bit of a sort of mixed vibe, but most people seem to recognise Tony, or at least those over a certain age.
Also, just if you want a bit more evidence for the broadsheet, whatever they're called, like got all the imprisonment on video, could I send it over and say that these civilians were wrongly imprisoned for no just reason without being read their rights and such and such and such?
Aye, well, seems a bit of a grey area, that one. It's technically that Berg residents belong to the Bergs, but that's under Berg law. That's only within the Berg. Once they're outside of the Berg, well, there's different laws. So when you're talking a place like, as he sort of picks his canes up and points around, just generally sort of points around there, comes to Platinum City, it's always sort of questionable which laws apply.
Police is shit. They are upholding the law, not the justice.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Off and around.
Corporate law.
That's a good way to put it. As he said it, yeah, let's walk home. He stops a little bit to help an old lady cross the street. He seems like he's that classic kind of gangster that,
Yeah, honestly, if he was wearing a fedora, it's very much that.
Yeah.
He looks like that very dangerous old ex-mobster or something.
Yeah, but he's that old school sort of mobster and everything. He's like, part of the, part of the community sort of thing. It's, he knows his business. And generally, mobsters over a certain age are like that. Like when people sort of have this, they don't know any better, have this notion of what a drug dealer's like. I mean, everybody knows who the weed dealer is in my village. All the coppers know who he is. He won't sell to children at all. There was one exception though, that I'm aware of, and it was me, and it's only because my mum gave him explicit permission to sell me weed. I know it sounds crazy, but my mum is that sort of thing, right? When you're in school, if you're doing well in school, you're not getting in any trouble, you're getting good grades, you keep doing what you're doing, right? So it's kind of like the more you behave, and that's the way she sort of drilled it into me, the more you behave yourself. So I suppose in a way that she taught me to play the game, which happens in the professional life as well. So like in work with me, you're not supposed to have your defense in. I haven't got your defense in. I've got your buds in. I'm listening to shit. I've got my hood up. I'm making it so that, the managers can pretend to not be aware of it. And in return, I work my ass off. I put my in, I get my head down, and I bang out and I do good work. So it's that kind of not rock the boat. It's that sort of, give and take kind of thing.
Oh, so in conclusion, your parents weren't like dogmatically trying to force you out of your ADHD ways. Yep.
No, it's even now with sort of 20 years into adulthood, and my mum is like, so she's interested in it. You're happy. She knows I'm smart. She's not expecting me to do something with a degree or anything like that. It's a case of, are you happy? That's all my mother ever asks me. Are you happy with your life? Are you still excited? Does the table, she asked me about the arcade and she barely understand it. So like, how's it going? She asked me just to see it, because she knows I'm excited about it. Just sort of picking up on the vibes and seeing if it still excites me and it's still something that I'm passionate about. But it's but you gotta bear in mind, one parent was a hippie, the other one was a musician. I mean, how liberal do you think my upbringing was going to be?
Yeah, they sound like good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but one thing I did get told off by Povey when I came in, because I went into the Legion, which is the bar that he used to, I shouldn't be saying his name online. Completely ignore that, people. Sorry, it's got 7 viewers. Nobody's going to know who the fuck they are. Unless you do find my background, find my village and things like that. But pop into the place, the bar that he sort of operates. Like I did go in with a couple of friends once, which are also kids. And that's when he just sort of like denied like all knowledge about what the hell I'm talking about. Just looked at me like I'm an idiot. Like, what are you coming to me for this for? I don't know anything about that. And the next time he saw me, he told me off about it. He said, for fuck's sake. He said, like, as I got a bit older, I kind of understood then. It's like, the cops know who he is, but they don't rock the boat. It's a case, like I said, it's like that old school gangster. It's like, if you're not causing any problems, it's better the devil you know. Like, it's better, because what are they going to do? They're going to arrest him? Cool. Then he's going to be replaced by somebody who they're not going to know who is, who may be selling, selling to other people. And what other fucking shit are they going to be getting up to? You know what I mean? You're going to have more problems. Yeah. So you're far better off with somebody you're not going to get any problems, that toes the line and behaves and plays the game. Plays the game. You know what I mean? And Uncle Tony,
ambitious weed dealer than an ambitious math dealer.
Yeah,
exactly. Right?
Like meth dealers or smack dealers who are selling kids or some shit. You prefer like that somewhat high standards weed dealer than some.
You know what I mean? It's got principles. Somebody that there's somebody that's got principles and nobility. It's And that's exactly how Tony runs the Rats as well. It's the general sort of vibe that you get, that everybody, a lot of civvies, a lot of the older guys sort of know him, ask him, he stops and have a chat. The journey takes a lot longer than you'd expect it to, because he's stopping and having a conversation, catching up with maybe old friends and things like that. It's sort of new security, is it? But I said, this is Gabro, this is Coney, Steels, Stray and Red, introduce you, meet a few of the locals. And you guys get back to the Rat Den, and you guys get paid for your troubles. For something like this, 1,500, so you'll be about 300 EB on top of what you've also got paid as well. And also you're, given a couple of samples from the pharmaceuticals as well. Depends whether you want to have a drink or have something else, or keep something for later that may be a bit more combat effective. It's entirely up to yourself. What do you guys want to have? So I'll cover this one, lads.
So I put in an addiction for Gabor that I don't think is mechanically there in the book. It's smoking. Smokes cigars.
Yeah. If you want to have that, you got a cigar smoker.
Yeah. Also, so you said we get 300 IP per person. Yes.
Okay, so we got to do that as well.
Oh wait, what was the 300? I thought 300 was the...
No, the 300 is if you run. You guys get 120 for showing up to work. So let's see. Did we have any blunders or triumphs? I don't think we had any blunders or triumphs. Well, we did have one minor triumph actually, with Gabor doing this sort of the way that he did his forgery, because that probably led to that was what sort of led. You could probably assume has led to them digging a little bit deeper with the other 4 people that he wandered in with, right? So that could very well have led to you guys being the bait. And we also had from Rainbow's character as well, setting up that sort of feed. They saved you fucking hide in that. So I'm going to say that I'm actually going to call that one a major triumph, actually, because I mean, without that, who knows where the fuck you guys would have ended up?
But yeah, we would have been God knows where getting
You're
our
gonna be
asses
God as
kicked.
well. So so major triumph. You triumph carried the team to victory or saved the fucking people. So
Absolutely saved our asses.
so yeah, so everybody, so Rainbow, your character gets 300 IP. Vic, you get 200 IP, and everybody else gets 120 IP. On top of that, you've got 350 EB from basically what you got paid from the soup kitchen, and also what you got then from Tony, plus one thing from the pharmaceutics. So I don't know whether you want to have a bit of whiskey, or do you want to grab a bit of red lace or whatever you guys want.
So it's
I got
300
Primo
plus
cigarettes.
what? Sorry.
300
Sorry.
plus the 50 from the soup
Oh,
kitchen.
the soup kitchen. Yeah.
50 from the soup kitchen. Right, chat, stick around for a bit. Like I said, we're going to do a raid. Just as an FYI, at 2:30. So normally we have the improv in the mornings, but we've had a change of the schedule now, so we're going to be doing this one a little bit later. Improv is still running, and it's still running today. That is going to be at 2 o'clock, which is in half an hour. This is why I'm wrapping up the session. So I am going to do a quick raid just to give you guys a chance to sort of say hello to a little bit of the wider tabletop community. However, we will be going live like immediately again in half an hour with the improv campaign, which is this time now is going to be run by Shad. So me and Victor are going to have a little bit of a... actually, Victor, no, you're not joining the improv because... Well, you can jump into this one, but you're going to get hoofed out with it because I don't want to be poaching players from Aussie's game. So,
But Ozzy's not running right now.
I know he's not running now, so whilst he's not running, by means improv, but I'm going to be a bit of a prick and kick you out of it when it's clashing with Aussies, because I don't want to be poaching. It's one thing me taking myself out, but if I'm taking players from his game as well, that's a little bit bad. That's bad. That's bad juju.
I understand. No.
So, but no worries. You will still get to see Victor on these games here. I will be running this for the foreseeable future. With various other sort of things where we build lockups and stuff like that. Next session, because we didn't have a chance to get too much into it now, but next session when we do kick off at exactly 10:30, which is 3 hours before now, which is when this will start next week. When we am going to potch about with the sort of stream setup. We will finish the session earlier, or at least the narrative side of the session earlier, because I want to get into lockups. So you guys should have enough sort of EB to, purchase a lockup, look at, starting to get a side hustle. I'm going to help you guys through that. I'll get a channel set up as well, so you guys can have your own sort of banner. Everything that gets fed into there as far as downtime spending will be done as a thread attached to these sort of posts. So these posts will just be effectively like your front page, like your pamphlet, your things, like what kind of services you can provide to other players and stuff like that. So a bit of
In that case,
player shopping channel. That's the kind of idea that I'm looking at.
Wouldn't that be better suited as a forum rather than a thread? Because threads get archived after a while. Like you do a forum, the first post is your pamphlet, and then you got folk asking for stuff, what you got for sale, etc.
Yeah, we could look at something like that. I'll potch them up with you, see what works best. I think maybe forum you might be right on forum. Yeah, we'll do a forum format, do it that way, so that way we can do sort of a format. You're right, it probably would be better than threads. You can de-archive something, and if you do create another thread on the same post, it does open up the old archived thing, so you don't sort of lose that. But I don't know. Well, I'll potch them up with two different formats when I get a chance. I'll see which one works best. Probably will be the forum, as you said, and we'll go with that. Like I said, stick around now for raiding. So grab your 250 points. All the viewer, the channel points stuff will be returned for this one, so you get to fuck around with the chat. I'll be managing it while Shad will be GMing it, so that way, there's that sort of, split. We just get to split that focus 50-50, and then, things will be a lot sort of smoother and a little less of the jank. I know a lot of you come for the jank, but, hopefully we get a little less jank, but at least it'll be probably overall more entertaining, especially how Shad absolutely killed it when he stepped in last session. Yeah, I mean, I'm good at the sort of improvising around semi-planned stuff, but I think Shad is just when it comes to pure improv. Sweet, that's that. Anything you want to give a shout out, guys? You want to give a chat? You want to plug your channels or anything?
Ain't got nothing to plug, so
Okay.
I think I'm set.
No. Okay. No problems. No problems. No problems. Which case, yeah, let's get a raid going.
Oh yeah. Who are we up to see?
Let's go give raid a go.
Dwarf Down Under streaming right now.
Yeah, we'll give the dwarf a shout.
Actually playing 7 days today.
Oh, he's playing, is he? Why the lag? Why does Twitch lag so badly, man? Is it Twitch's end or my end?
I think it's Twitch because I can't log in.
Try to get people. Oh, he's playing. Oh, that's captain. That's captain. That's the captain. Down under. Where's down under? I can't see down under.
No, he's playing 7 days to die.
Oh,
So,
that's he's not caught up on this.
That's the game.
Yeah.
Not D&D, yeah.
Maybe I should go tabletop games and see what. Actually, I'm going to do that. Yeah, tabletop
Honestly,
RPGs. Yeah, I should be doing that. So I always go D&D.
Yeah, you could probably find everything from Call of Cthulhu, D&D. You could be finding.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
We see you looking for game preps. So prepping. Because I prefer preps and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. It's more chill.
Yeah.
I think.
What the hell? Oh. Probably in English. Oh wow! So it doesn't It doesn't umbrella. It doesn't umbrella. So Dungeons and Dragons doesn't come up as tabletop. Honestly, Twitch, you need to get up to speed with tabletop games, man.
Yeah, they're big things. Like even just looking at the bigger ones, like Dimension 20 and Critical Role, they're, it's a show that people like, and they like this sort of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
trying to
you'd think
stuff like
Critical
Cyberpunk
Role would
or-
be sufficient enough to sort of push them into.
Sure, but that's also like celebrities and such. So
What's this one? I've got it muted.
it's very much something like it comes out as not the average Joe.
Yeah, unless somebody else has got something they would like to raid, a friend who's streaming now. I don't mind raiding. No, I muted that. Mute. Oh, do we have to have an advert? I hate that. Oh, 20-second advert? Nah, next. Oh, wait.
25-second.
Yeah, we're not doing that. 25-second. Fuck that. God damn it, Twitch. Like, do this. You can't do that on smaller channels, man, where they got 9 viewers. Like, that's stupid. That's so stupid. It's prep. We got a prep. There we go.
Oh, prep.
Yeah, and that looks cool. He's doing like a 3D map. That looks amazing.
Oh shit! Is that Tailspire? Yeah,
No.
I think that's Tailspire.
Oh, Tailspire is the program. Oh, no. So, yeah, okay. We're going to raid this individual.
Yeah, Tailspire is like a 3D Dungeons and Dragons thing. They're also got like some Cyberpunk stuff and
Ooh, look at
different
that.
pieces and sets.
All right, that's who we're raiding. That is who we're raiding. All right.
Wait, one.
That is who we're raiding.
Raid. Hell yeah.
Send the hordes of 6 people.
Yep. Well, he's got 6 people in there, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's 100%
That's double.
game.
100%
Yeah.
game. Let's fucking get on this. Right?
Yeah.
Lots of noise though when you get in there, right? Make him a bit,
Yeah.
Make some fuss.
Spam
let's pull
those
this on the big one.
emojis.
Yeah. lots
Spam
of
the taffy beholder, or
Yep.
yeah.
Raiding. There we go.
Oh yeah. Honestly, yeah, this was fun.
And we
I was
raided.
doing some Hero Forge stuff.
Forge. The way she's depicted in. Oh! Hello, table.